stop scrolling. Because what I'm about to say might just flip your life upside down. I'm Tony Robbins, and I want to tell you something most people never realize. Your pain is not your enemy. It's your fuel. The very thing you're running from might be the key that unlocks your power. You see, life doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. Every moment of struggle, every heartbreak, every failure, it's not here to destroy you. It's here to develop you. Pain is life's greatest teacher, and if you learn how to use it, nothing can stop you. Pain is not here to destroy you. It's here to direct you. Every time life hits you with something that hurts, it's not a signal of failure. It's feedback. It's life saying something needs to shift. The challenge is that most people spend their lives trying to escape pain instead of decoding it. But pain is the most honest messenger you'll ever meet. It doesn't lie. It doesn't sugarcoat. It shows you exactly where you're out of alignment, where you're settling, where you're betraying your true self. When you feel emotional pain, it's not because the world is against you. It's because something inside you is calling for change. If you numb it, you miss the lesson. If you fight it, you lose the power. But when you face it with awareness and courage, it transforms into insight. Think about it. When your body hurts, it's feedback. You touch something hot and pain teaches you not to do it again. The same is true emotionally. Pain is your body and soul shouting, pay attention. It's the signal that growth is needed. The moment you start listening to that feedback instead of avoiding it, you turn pain into wisdom. You stop running from what hurts and start learning from it. That's the moment your life begins to evolve. People think pain is punishment, but punishment ends. Pain transforms. When you accept pain as a teacher, you rise above circumstances that once crushed you. Every painful experience becomes a map showing you how to grow stronger, wiser, and more authentic. But here's the truth. Pain itself is not the problem. It's the meaning you attach to it that determines your destiny. Two people can go through the same event. One breaks, the other breaks through. Why? Because one says, this happened to me, while the other says, this happened for me. The meaning you give to your pain shapes the story you live by. If you believe your pain means you're not enough, you'll act like a victim. But if you believe your pain means you're being shaped for something greater, you'll rise with purpose. Meaning is power. It's not the event that defines your future. It's the interpretation you choose. When something painful happens, ask yourself, what's the lesson? What's the gift? What is this pain trying to teach me about myself, about others, about life? When you start reframing pain through the lens of growth, it becomes fuel. You begin to understand that life isn't about avoiding discomfort. It's about mastering it. The most powerful people on the planet aren't those who never suffered. They're the ones who found meaning in their suffering. They took their pain and turned it into passion, into purpose, into drive. So the next time pain knocks on your door, don't run. Open it, look it in the eyes and say, what are you here to show me? Because pain is feedback, not punishment. It's life inviting you to expand. Change the meaning and you change your life. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can control how you interpret it. And when you choose empowering meanings, every wound becomes a doorway to strength. Every setback becomes a setup for growth. And every pain becomes the raw material of power. Every time you face pain, you are standing at a crossroads. One path leads to breakdown, the other to breakthrough. What determines which one you walk is not your circumstances, but your state. Most people let pain shrink them. They let fear and frustration close their heart and cloud their vision. But when you shift your state, when you choose power over pity, when you breathe deeply, stand tall, and focus on what you can control, pain transforms. The same event that crushes one person can awaken another. The difference is how they use it. You can't wait for life to get easier. You must get stronger. You can't control the storm, but you can control your stance within it. Every challenge has the potential to turn you into a warrior if you refuse to let it turn you into a victim. The human mind has the ability to attach meaning, and that meaning creates momentum. When pain hits, most people ask, why me? But the question that changes everything is, what now? What can I create from this? You see, pain will either imprison you or empower you, and that depends entirely on your focus. If you focus on what you've lost, you'll feel hopeless. But if you focus on what this pain is preparing you for, you'll feel unstoppable. The most powerful people on earth didn't avoid pain. They used it as a training ground. They let their struggle carve strength, discipline, and clarity into their soul. Pain became their sculptor. You must understand, every emotion you feel is energy. Pain carries massive energy, but if you resist it, that energy turns toxic. If you embrace it, you can redirect it. The key is not to bury the pain, but to channel it. Channel it into your mission. Channel it into your mission. Channel it into the relentless drive to create something meaningful. The fire that burns you can also forge you if you learn to stand inside it without fear. It's not about avoiding the heat. It's about becoming the flame. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you build resilience. And resilience is the muscle that turns pain into progress. The next level of your life is hidden behind the pain you're avoiding. We all want transformation, but we don't want the process, the breaking, the bending, the burning. But growth demands it. You can't build new strength without resistance. You can't discover who you are without being tested. Pain is life's way of introducing you to your true power. The people who achieve extraordinary things aren't lucky. They've simply learned to use their pain differently. They don't see obstacles. They see opportunities to rise. When you decide to stop running from discomfort, everything shifts. Pain stops being something that happens to you and becomes something that happens for you. It refines you, sharpens your vision, and deepens your purpose. The truth is you can't create an unshakable life without walking through fire. But once you do, you become unstoppable. Because the person who has faced pain, embraced it, and turned it into power, that person fears nothing. Every moment of pain is life's invitation to step into a higher version of yourself. You can either resist it and stay the same or embrace it and evolve. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens in challenge. Pain is not punishment. It's feedback. It's a signal that something inside you needs to shift, to expand, to awaken. When you stop labeling pain as bad, you start seeing it as a teacher. Every disappointment, every heartbreak, every setback is guiding you towards strength, clarity, and mastery. The key is to stop asking, how do I escape this? And start asking, what is this pain trying to teach me? Because when you change the question, you change your destiny. You see, transformation doesn't come from avoiding suffering. It comes from understanding it. Most people think the goal is to live without pain. But the truth is, a life without pain is a life without growth. Pain introduces you to your power, to the part of you that can endure, adapt, and overcome. When you hit rock bottom, there's only one direction left up. And in that moment, you discover something unbreakable inside you. The most powerful version of yourself is born in the fire of discomfort. That's where resilience is forged. That's where certainty is built. You have to stop seeing pain as your enemy and start seeing it as your ally. It's not here to break you. It's here to build you. Every time you face something that hurts and choose not to run, you're training your nervous system to handle more, to expand your emotional bandwidth, to hold more power. The person who avoids pain stays small. The one who faces it grows beyond measure. Pain is the universe's way of preparing you for the blessings you asked for. You can't handle the weight of greatness if you haven't learned how to carry the load of struggle. When you accept pain as a necessary part of growth, you stop wasting energy resisting it. You redirect that energy into creation. Pain becomes momentum. Think of every challenge as resistance training for your soul. The greater the resistance, the greater the strength that follows. You can't lift your way to power without picking up the weight of adversity. And every time you do, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you imagined. You must also understand pain is not permanent. It's a season, a passage, not a prison. But how long you stay there depends on your perspective. If you identify with the pain, you prolong it. If you observe it, learn from it, and move through it, you transcend it. The difference is awareness. The moment you realize pain doesn't define you, it frees you. You stop being the victim of your story and start becoming the author of it. So when life gets hard, and it will, don't ask, why me? Ask, what for? Every struggle carries a seed of strength. Every heartbreak a lesson in love. Every loss a reminder of what truly matters. The question is whether you'll use that pain as an anchor or as fuel. The people who rise to greatness don't live pain-free lives. They simply decided to use pain as their engine. They turned their wounds into wisdom, their struggles into stories of triumph. That's what makes them unstoppable. Because when you can take what once hurt you and turn it into power, there's nothing in this world that can hold you back. Every time you face pain, you're being given a decision: shrink back into fear or expand into power. Pain will always test your identity. It asks, who are you really when things get hard? Anyone can smile when life is easy, but who are you when the storm hits? That's where your true character is forged. Life doesn't